Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformer Studio Series Transformer 1 B-127 / Bumblebee. You can see in front of the box, we're going to put them off the side and look at the new box. Yes, because box, new design for the 2025 here, starting the new Studio Series, and each of the Primes products will largely look like this. You got the whole thing right here, more than meets the eye. And hey, look, the Autobot symbol, say 18 steps, 8+. You got the window. Hey, yep, you got this plastic's back. If that was upsetting you, it's back, for better or for worse. Got a bit of nice artwork right here on the side of both the robot and vehicle modes. You got the Transformers logo right here. The Studio Series now has the blue striping right here. But Age of the Primes will have kind of a more goldish kind of striping. The movie logo, his name, and all that stuff. No more number. They got rid of that, so no more number there. You can see there's also no more backdrop. It's now all just going to be a generic, kind of more generic Transformers backdrop right there. You can see just kind of blueness right there. Transformers logos, Autobot, Decepticon, all that. So yeah, no more backdrops, which I'm okay with. A lot of people, there's a couple people out there upset about it. You know, a couple dozen maybe. Anyway, we got Transformers 1 up here, B-127 / Bumblebee up there. And on this side you have again the nice robot mode artwork, and hey, it's Studio Series Transformers 1. On this side you have like kind of an extension of the artwork from this front and there, Transformers, the Autobot logo. And this one says Deluxe Class. On the bottom here you have some manufacturing details and what's included. And on the back you have some copyrights and warnings. Hey, look, a couple product shots, how many steps again. It's, again, authentic seal, and a little bio thing and a little scene from the movie. Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Megatron, and Elita 1 go on his mission to save Cybertron. I suppose. Yep, that's the new packaging. I kind of like it. I know apparently a lot of people are not super happy with it, but I think it's great. I think it actually looks pretty good. My only complaint would be the window. I don't like the window just because it's just an extra step for me to recycle the box, but whatever. I mean, Transformers 1 thing, or Transformers Studio Series instructions right here. Again, you got a render of the figure right there, and you got the new kind of new design thing going on. But yeah, for the most part, it's, you know, the typical instructions we've been getting for a while. This one done in red. I'm not sure if I'm probably sure the Decepticon ones are probably going to be purple. I don't know yet. Yep, that's the packaging and whatnot. So here's B-127 / Bumblebee. There you go. Yeah, it is this year. He is this year's or one of the two A-level figures, which means basically he is released independent of a wave, and he'll just basically, the idea is to keep him in constant stock year round on pretty much most major retailers. But yeah, you can see getting in close there. You can see he's got nice little helmet with the silver stuff, whatnot, the little blue eyes. I wish personally that this had more of a kind of more happy face, considering it's B-127, and if you watch the movie, a happier face would, I think, fit better, but this is kind of a stern stoic face. Either that or the battle mask face. I just kind of wish that, I feel like this was a bit of a miss. But you got the chest, which, you know, it does what it can do considering the source material and, you know, reality and whatnot. You got the nice little bits of blue striping there. You got a little, again, gunmetal grill thing there. Lots of, you know, kind of a very, I guess, golden-ish yellow. Some bits of gunmetal throughout. Some detailing on the back. Of course, you got some, again, some more stuff going on back here. But not a whole lot. He's got a bit of backpack, but nothing too severe. He's also got his wheel shoulders and everything, and wheel feet. And yeah, there you go. Not bad looking, in my opinion. The only thing is, yeah, it's definitely compromised for the sake of, you know, being able to actually transform. That's one thing that does. But posability-wise, you've got a head on a ball joint, which goes left and right. You got up and down. You got the waggle and all that stuff right there. Waggle's a little stiff. Shoulders on ball joints as well. So you got, you know, full rotation. You also got outward, and also there's a hinge here. It's kind of for transformation, but kind of can help maybe with a little bit with placement, all that stuff. Also a bit of wiggle there because of that. You do have also a dedicated bicep swivel right there. Elbows go about 90 degrees. There is nothing here at the wrist because of how it transforms. He does have a waist swivel though. Pretty much unhindered, which is nice. Hips go forward that far, and back that far, outward about that far. You have a dedicated thigh swivel right there. Knee joint a little below it right there, so you've got the really long shin and really short thigh thing going. And down here at the feet you do have ankle tilt, quite a bit of it. There's kind of a back right there. If you're untransformed, you can get him go back, and if you use that transformation joint, you can make the foot go forward, although the problem is, well, you get that coming with it. And I guess the heel can rotate in, but that doesn't really help much at all, really. So So there you go. Articulation's pretty decent for our deluxe. So there's that. He does come with several accessories, including the rifle. This is actually kind of based on the kind of the bog standard rifle that a lot of characters had in general in the show. Just kind of a very standard rifle. Even got a little gun hole and everything. There's a peg on this side. But yeah, he's got a little peg right there. Those you're gonna hold it like that if you want. Give it to any of the characters. Or if you want, you could use this peg right here to plug in right here to store it in robot mode. Right there like that. So you can store it right there if you want. Also not blast effect compatible, that holds the wrong size entirely. Looks like they might be phasing out the blast effect stuff entirely, so who knows, we'll see in a little bit, but it looks like it might be being slowly phased out. Yeah, that's it. He's also got two little blaster cannon things, which, again, if I can not stop dropping it, are not blast effect compatible, but they can go over his arms like that. Make sure the tab is on the inner part of the arm. That's otherwise it doesn't fit the other way. But yeah, he's got two of these. So he's got little hand blaster, whatever you want him to be. And right there, you notice there's a little hole right there because he comes with little knives, or unless in UK they're swords. Those can plug in right there so he can have his knife hands. Yeah, and there's two of those as well. So now he can have his knife hands. Hooray! Knife hands. And of course, if you want to store these away, they can do so. There's two slots right here, and the tabs on these can go in one way or the other. I don't think it really matters that much, but yeah, they can go in like so. So you can store those. And there you go. Store those pretty well. And there you go. So yeah, it's the robot mode. It's actually pretty decent. I genuinely like this thing. The only thing, my biggest complaint is simply I wish he had more of a smiling face, because he's just kind of a happy guy in the movie. So I wish this had more of a smiling face rather than this very stoic face. That's my real complaint. My only real complaint about it, honestly. It looks pretty good as a whole, and yeah, the weapons all store away, so I can't really complain about it at the robot mode. So some comparisons. Here's our, his new best friends. There's Optimus Prime and there's a Megatron, I guess. Well, they were his best friends. He's a bit shorter, but that makes sense considering he is B and not, Optimus or Megatron. Yeah, there's two of his friends. Lita was still not coming out till apparently this fall, I believe. See how much she actually costs. Oh boy, that just seemed. So yeah. That's B-127 as a robot anyway. So of course he's a transformer, which means he transforms. So getting the weapons off of him real quick. All those pulled off, put off to the side for now. Yep, transforming him is actually pretty cool and kind of clever, and although kind of what you'd expect. So first thing is you want to take the head and rotate it 180 like that. Just get that, kind of want that hidden away. You can go ahead and open up the forearms right here. Like that, you can open up the forearms and then rotate the fists around. They can be a little stiff out of the box, apparently. Mine were very stiff out of the box, so it took a bit of to get them rotated. But yeah, I'll rotate and then close that up like that. Same thing here. Open up the forearm, although sometimes that's easier. It's because of how it works. Sometimes you can bend that forward and then bring it back and it'll just stay. But yeah, open up the forearm, rotate the fist in, close that up. Then you untab this part right here. You untab that and you unfold that right there, and you untab this from here and bring it up over the top of the head. Bring it up over top of the head, and before you fold it up all the way, you want to go ahead and rotate this bit in like that. Bring it back down like this, and then bring this down. That will kind of come together like so. And make sure it's all together like that. And that's front of the vehicle mode done. Down here at the feet, you want to go ahead and bring the feet down right here. Bring it down right here. Go ahead and rotate the heels in as well, if they haven't already done so for you. And then untab that part right there and bring this around, and there's a tab right here, which will go into that slot right there. Like that. And like so. Now right here, before you tab them together, what you want to do is bring them forward right here. Like that. Bring those forward. See, that will then, then tab them together like that, and that'll create a full kind of a bit right there. And there's a hinge right here. You have to then bring it up on that hinge and bring it up right here, tab that together like so. And then this is kind of the trickiest part. The arms right here, there's a little hinge inside the shoulder, and you got to straighten out the arm a bit. And then there's a tab right here on this hinge, which goes into the little slot right below the shoulder joint, which can give you a little bit of a pain to line up properly. That's got to tab in right there, like that. And on top of that, actually before we do that, I forgot. You have to rotate the forearm inward like that too. Almost forgot about that. Yeah, and then anyway, you do all that stuff. You straighten out the arm kind of like this, and then use this, and this will tab into the arm. And then right here, this bit right here, the arm is supposed to tab in right here. There's a little slot right in there. This tab in right there, and this right here is supposed to tab in right there. At the same time, it can be a bit of a pain to get it all to line up, to say the least. And keep it lined up and tabbed in, and also tab in the other one, which I'll do in a second. Let's just say it's kind of a bit of a pain to get it all lined up properly sometimes. And tab it together all the way right there too. Yeah, then bring this one up, do the same thing. Kind of straighten out the shoulder joint right there, and then bring it up and also tab it in like that. And also tab it in back here. Make sure all this stays tabbed together like that, and make sure it's all straightened out properly. Okay, make sure the shoulders are also straightened out, and should hopefully, if you got it all correctly set, they'll be tabbed together and it'll be, sit level. And there you go. That is B-127's alt mode. Yeah, it's actually a pretty nice little, shoe thing. It does look kind of like a shoe, but it does generally look, kind of Cybertronian. Those look a lot like how it did in the movie. You can see again, big, long gunmetal stripe down here with a little bit of a kind of faux implied cockpit. You got the implied headlights and everything. You got the kind of, the disc wheel things. You got some striping down to the side. You got this kind of whoosh back thing going on. And you can see the bottom of the car. For some reason on mine, these parts don't like to stay tabbed together, which is a little annoying, but once you get it all lined up, he rolls really well, which is nice. Yeah, so he rolls really well. He looks pretty good. He looks like pretty much like his on-screen appearance. One thing is, yeah, there's definitely some gapping you can see right there, right there in the middle of everything. But I don't mind it too much. It's a Cybertronian thing, so yeah, kind of a little bit. I'm okay with it getting a bit of leeway. But there is some weapon storage as well. You got, this peg right here, you can, peg that right there like that. And then these right here can peg in right here, or tab in right there. There's those little tabs again. And those tab slots right here. And there you go, everything's stored away if you want. What's that? What's the other thing is, yeah, if you're not careful, it's really easy to accidentally misalign things. Yeah, the vehicle mode, it's actually pretty solid overall. I think it's pretty good. I generally appreciate the fact that it's, pretty close to the screen. But some comparisons again. Here is Optimus Prime in his vehicle mode, and Megatron in his. Yep, there they are. Not a whole lot to really say beyond that. They are all deluxes, and Alita will be too. So, yep, not bad. I think it's overall the most cohesive. There's no problems like, hey, look, there's the hands just sticking out. Hey, look, there's the head just chilling out right there. It's just everything. Oh, the head's on the bottom, but it hides away, considering it's on the bottom. Everything out of sight pretty easily. I think it's overall the most cohesive transformation of all the Studio Series Transformers 1 figures. So there you go. Yep. That is, that's Studio Series Bumblebee, or B-127, or whatever you want to call him, the Transformers 1. Yeah, the whole lack of number is going to have to force me to make some changes. But regardless, yeah, overall I think it's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid little deluxe. It's, got a good amount of posability. It looks good. Decent amount of weapons for variety. My biggest complaint about it in the robot mode is the face. I wish it was more of a happy face just because it's B-127. It's really easy to get the vehicle mode out of alignment a little bit. Just kind of you push down too hard to it and everything just kind of splits apart. So just be careful about that. But and also getting the arms aligned for that final step is a little bit of a pain. And sometimes it winds up with and as I've personal experience, you have the thing where the wheels are all off, kind of wobbly, so the whole vehicle's wobbly. But he's still pretty solid, and he's a pretty solid deluxe at $25. And yeah, hopefully the price doesn't go up because, again, things, as you're probably well aware at this point. Yeah, so I would very much, I think he's pretty good. If you like the Transformers 1 designs, he's a good figure, and I think he's the best of the Transformers 1 figures I have so far. And if Sentinel Prime is dropping right now, I don't have him yet, but he's apparently supposed to ship in very soon. I may or may not find him very soon in the store as well, so we'll see. But yeah, overall it's a pretty solid figure. It's not going to be difficult to find. It's one of the A-level figures, so he's supposed to be theoretically in stock pretty much for the rest of the calendar year and possibly into 2026 as well. So I think he's overall pretty solid, and he's worth picking up. So there you go. That's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social medias down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my coffee and my Patreon, and I shall see you next time with another video review.